By the right of the council, by the will of the force, we already got an alarm right before we started recording.
I burnt myself. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's not why there's an alarm.
It's just, Evan, shut the fuck up. That was Harrison.
That wasn't even the
Why
button.
is there an alarm? Turn off the alarm. There's no cause for an alarm. Turn off that alarm.
Blasting start to this one. Welcome into Jedi Talk,
What's happening?
the Galaxy famous Jedi Talk. The Galaxy famous Jedi Talk podcast top 10 edition. Guys, do you think that so-and-so had sex with so-and-so and they hit it?
On the Halcyon.
On the Halcyon?
Yes.
Yeah, this
That's
is
where
the
all
top
that
10
happens.
conspiracy theories of Star Wars that all three of us think could be true, that we made up. This one's going to be really fucking wild. Okay, put the kids to bed, and I'm going to, here's there's your warning. There's going to be some swearing on this one. But yeah, here we go. Again, like we were saying on last week's show, this top 10 list just kind of organically happened. Brad and I were spouting off God knows what. It was maybe a real conspiracy theory, or it was a Star Wars conspiracy theory.
Knowing us, it probably was.
Yeah, it was probably something real. And then we're like, man, how about some Star Wars conspiracy theories? And then we're like, how about a top 10? And this is how this one organically came to be. And we all knew right from the get-go this was going to be tough, but once I got on a roll, I got on a roll.
Mine took me like a good bit of time today to come up with this.
And that's fair. Evan, how long did it take you?
Hello there.
Oh, yeah, Evan Boucher. We're all off today.
I had to get it in, I guess. But at first, I was like, this is just wild. I don't know how I'm even going to handle this. And then I came up with a few that I think are like somewhat unique, and there are a few that are just the basic ones everyone knows. But it was fun. This was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be.
And the man you heard talking also about saying it took him like a good solid several years. Brad Hughes. Brad, how the hell are you?
I'm good. The guy who yelped at the beginning of the episode because I didn't realize you were to hit record, and I burned myself. That was fun.
I don't even know if we got that after everything else was going on.
Did it? Did you catch the, huh?
Oh, there it is. We got it now.
I might have. Yeah, there you go.
We'll just clip that out, and we'll put it back at the beginning, even though we won't.
This is going to be fun.
We won't.
Follow me on Instagram at Brad from Jedi Talk.
Yes. I have some honorable mentions. Anybody?
Oh, do you?
I don't.
No?
Mine was hard. You have honorable mentions? You were the one that was like, this is so tough.
Yeah, mine went so deep, I couldn't give an honorable mention.
I have three, and I'll save the best of the three.
All right,
for
let's
last.
hear it.
This is going to be fucking wild.
So, all right, this one
just keeps getting weird.
I don't believe all of these. So these are just.
I believe all mine now.
Okay, I don't believe all mine.
I believe all mine.
This one is a stretch, but what if? Just hear me out. I don't want it to happen, but hear me out. What if Owen and Aunt Beru fake their death because they're badasses?
Ooh.
And those are stormtrooper
I love it.
In A New
That's what I'm
Hope.
talking about, Evan. Here we go.
Evan went deep. That should have
What
been an
if
honorable
they're
mention,
really
son.
still alive somewhere doing something?
Nice.
I like
Another
it.
one. This one's the one that's basic. Everyone knows the Darth Jar Jar stuff.
Ah, yeah.
I don't lean as much into he's a Sith Lord. What if it was just like Palpatine doing a Jedi mind trick on him every time he saw him? Was like, you want to do this for me, Jar Jar? Give me
I don't
emergency
wanna say
power.
crossover, but kind of crossover.
Yeah, like I don't lean into like he's a Sith Lord. That's,
No, I don't either, but
what if it
Lord.
was just
Kinda
Palpatine
crossover.
messing with him?
Kind of crossover.
Yeah.
A little bit. Kind
Okay.
of. We'll get to
Okay.
it.
And
We'll
my
get to it.
favorite and last of the honorable mentions is this one's crazy. Never gonna happen. The Last Jedi is canon. Crazy.
Oh, nice work on that one. I'm going to give that a seismic.
All right, Tom, take it away for your number 10. This is your list.
You want me to start?
I gotta
Yeah.
know.
Oh,
I'm,
yeah, you gotta
I'm
start.
here just to hear yours.
They start out a little, not as intense, but my first, and you look, she was on my least top 10 Star Wars people, but Shmi Skywalker, this motherfucker, this bitch hid her Force sensitivity, and she knows who Anakin's father is, but she lied because she didn't want to look like Mary from the Bible. Okay, so she hid that
lion
shit.
whore Mary.
Yeah, she
Dang.
hid that shit.
Okay.
So Shmi knew she was Force sensitive. She hid it to protect Anakin and lied about who she had sex with. She's hiding
What if
Anakin
it's-
from the real father.
Do you think it was Palpatine that she had sex
It
with?
very well could have been.
Well, what if it's like a High Republic related kind of thing? Maybe
She was like a secretary for Palpatine.
That very well could have been. Absolutely
Dang.
could have been.
Good one.
That's pretty cool. I've never thought about that.
That would have made her a better character, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, 100%.
I just took that line of like there was no father at face value. I never
thought,
looked into it.
I thought there was no
Immaculate
father meant like the
conception.
dad
Yeah.
left. That's what.
That's what you looked at it
That's
as.
what I always thought.
That
I
makes
was like,
sense,
yeah.
oh, the dad just dipped out. Like,
No, but I always meant literally no father.
the
is
only
what
reason
I
I
took
knew
it.
thought that way because I had a friend of mine who didn't have a dad.
Ah.
So you're
and
like, that's
why
normal.
I thought that's what that was.
Yeah.
So I was
Dang.
like, oh, dad just dipped out and went and got.
That's going to make me think for a
cigarettes
long
with it.
time.
There you
and
go.
if that's your weakest one, I'm worried for my
It is,
brain.
yeah.
My brain is going to melt.
Mine aren't the best. So
All right. Well, that ties into my number 10. I just said Palpatine, quote, created Anakin. I'm not saying he. I'm not saying
almost,
him and Shmi did something.
That's canon, essentially.
Yeah, because it was in a comic that he like did some weird thing. Yeah. So I don't know if it's been definitively said that like Anakin exists because of Palpatine.
Fully, it is a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I mean he did create Vader, but he kind of created Anakin. Maybe.
And then,
I don't know how.
It makes sense that they just like, oh, we happen to cross paths.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what a coincidence.
There's a lot of coincidences in Star Wars.
That's true.
There are.
That'd be a fun.
The Force works in mysterious ways.
The Force works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
Nope. You two will never be heard on this show ever again.
Nah.
What?
Okay.
You two.
He was singing mysterious ways.
Oh God, why?
Because I was trying to make a terrible.
Is that it
joke.
on yours, number 10?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's your number 10, Brad?
Number 10 is Luke kept the truth about Vader away from Ben Solo on purpose.
That's
I could see him
a
doing
good one.
that.
I like it.
Yeah.
I do like it. It's
I
a
kinda believe
very
that
good
one.
one.
Like,
Yeah.
because the whole time I'm watching those movies, I'm going, how does he not know? If Luke trained him, how does he not know that Vader turned back to the good side?
He talks to the helmet, which is really Palpatine. But he's talking to the helmet.
He's talking to the helmet.
He thinks it's Vader.
Thinks it's Vader.
Grandfather.
But like, how does Luke had to have not? I mean, because the lesson would be, if you're Luke, like the true lesson would be, he was a great man. He had some weaknesses. Here's what happened. Blah blah blah. This was your grandmother, which is weird when you think that Padme is Ben Solo's grandmother.
Yeah, no one ever really connects.
Wild.
It's wild, right?
Yeah.
Like it's insane to think about.
Everyone just goes straight to Vader, Kylo. Got it.
But
they don't go Padme, Ben.
It's
like,
it's weird, right?
Yeah.
Think about, and like the fact that he is like
Who's the
worshiping
piece
this
in the
dark
half
side.
shirt, Uncle Luke?
The reason, like the fact that he
Ben,
doesn't
put those
like,
pictures away.
Oh, do you guys want me to keep talking or what? Like, is that?
I'm sorry.
I mean, we're good. Okay. The weirdness that like he doesn't know and he's like focused on Vader. You would think Luke would have a conversation with him, and I think that the reason he didn't tell him is because he sensed how strong he was, and he's like, if I lose this kid, it's going to be Vader again, which is end up what's happening. But Luke kept it from him on purpose.
It's a good one, and it's fair.
Yeah.
It's very viable. It's 1,000% viable.
Yeah,
Makes sense to me.
It relates.
I could see how Luke could do it. I absolutely.
It relates to Rey's
Luke's very
story
flawed
too.
in the sequels.
Yeah,
Luke's
and that's why I
flawed.
like him in the
absolutely.
sequels.
Yes,
that's
thank
why
you.
I love
Thank
him.
you. He's finally
I
like
never
a great
cared about him
character.
in the originals, but now I love him in the sequels.
What about Mary Sue? Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Mary Luke.
but that kind of ties into Rey's story because like Rey, Palpatine wasn't a good person.
Got some stuff about Rey on this list too.
But,
Don't you
like,
worry.
Oh yeah.
That
I didn't.
Her lineage is concealed from her,
That's
and
my
she
number
gets
9.
to choose what she is at the end. She's not a Palpatine. It's kind of like Kylo. He's choosing not to be a Vader.
We'll
at
get
the
to that
end.
in my number 9. Tom,
Nice.
number 9.
Number 9. All right. Speaking of aunt and uncle of Luke's, Luke hated his aunt and uncle, and he knew leaving. He just knew that leaving to go after those droids that he was going after would put them in danger. So that's why when he came back, he was just like, "Oh, meh."
They're dead. This is all going according to
Yeah."
plan.
He's
Dang.
just like, oh, "All right, now I can go off and do what I want."
Fuck you! I can't go to Tashi Station, Uncle Owen. You fuck.
Exactly. It's like, I'll go into the academy now with what's his nuts I see at the end of the New Hope.
Biggs Darklighter.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
All right.
I want a Biggs
I don't believe that one
Darklighter
as much,
Black
but-
Series figure
Yeah.
That'd
that
be
I
cool.
could see through the packaging, Hasbro.
You're asking too much.
Yeah. You got your Camtono, okay?
I do.
Let me know when I
Finally,
get the 2 things that I want that I'm
Actually, I
never
was
getting.
put one of my TVC figures in there, but it didn't fit.
Oh,
That was my plan, was to put like
Dang.
my Luke Sandstorm one
that'd be
in
cool.
the Camp but
That's
it
what she
didn't fit.
said.
Yeah, it didn't
Oh,
fit. That's what she
Luke
said.
didn't fit.
All right,
What's your number 9, Evan?
Number 9, another basic one. Windu lives. Windu's out there doing who knows what. He's just alive. I don't know. Like, he kind of, in Star Wars especially, like the Darksiders, the only ones that can survive crazy stuff. Like, the Lightsiders are kind of like, yeah, death is part of life. That's part of the Force. I'm going to die. It's fine. But Darksiders cling no matter what. So maybe Mace just taps into the dark side a little bit, and he's out there deformed, disgusting, living, mean villain. I don't know. Dark side Windu.
I'm okay with it. He's got a purple lightsaber. There's
He
a
does.
reason that
Conflict,
it's,
yeah.
like, there's
He was
confliction
just
there.
about to kill Palpatine with like no hesitation. So
Yeah.
maybe. Pretty basic though. I'm not.
No, I mean,
Too deep yet.
no,
I think it's
because there are people out there who just think he's dead. I mean, I could 1,000% see how he could
If he
come
came back in a series, I wouldn't like bat an eye. I wouldn't be like, that's dumb. But if he never comes back again,
I don't know.
I'm fine.
I'm very torn on it because I
He's
like
so
a good.
powerful. Like it's more satisfying that he's gone.
Yeah,
It's like ridding the council. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Yeah.
he was such a strong member at the time, and like didn't like Anakin. It's like You didn't know any of this shit going on. You didn't intervene at all. Like you didn't go to your boy Obi-Wan. Like
Well, we know Tom's thoughts on Windu. So
he is a dick. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Tom's thoughts are accurate.
Yeah, he could have stopped Anakin. Like, if he was just nice.
The problem with it is he's right.
Yeah, there's not a problem with it.
He was ultimately right. And if like your life is a to B and you can't dictate what happens in between A to B, there's no free will. Mace Windu was right.
Yeah,
1,000%. You got it.
And that's why Qui-Gon's like the opposite, because he does not believe that.
Yeah. Well, no.
He believes in prophecies. But he doesn't believe in like everyone has this destiny.
Right.
And he's kind of got a little bit of both, but he's like prophecies, but then normal people do it.
We should talk one day about like just a discussion of the prophecy.
What the prophecy we see it.
We should do an episode of like a slow news week. We should just like break that down.
Yeah, and the living force and the cosmic force, all that
do that.
weird stuff.
What's number 8?
My number 9.
Oh, 9. I'm on 8. Jesus.
Is Rey knew who her parents were the entire time and was testing Ben Solo.
I like that. Yeah.
Well, that's a good one.
Because he's lying to her, so what if she's lying to him? Like, that's cool.
See, and then when he finally
How
says...
do you not know who your parents are? You know their names. When you're 6, you know your parents' names.
Yeah.
Right?
My mom was never...
Yeah, it was dad and mom.
Your mom was busy hitting you for you remember what her name was.
What's your name, Mom? You don't care.
Oh, her name is Knuckle Sandwich. That's her name.
I love you.
But yeah, I think it would be interesting, like, turn for Rey where she's like, oh, actually, I knew you're full of crap, Ben, the whole time because my parents were Palpatines, and I knew that, and fuck you.
And then it pans over to Kylo's face, and it plays the Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Hold on.
It just, like, slow pans to Kylo, and he takes his helmet off. And he just...
It's not a bad one.
Produced by Larry David.
I like that one. Nice.
Tom, number 8.
My number 8. All right.
Now, finally, number 8.
Count Dooku was a double agent, working in tandem with Qui-Gon this whole time. What Dooku did was Plan B, and this was like almost like a Plan B. Qui-Gon and him discussed. Hey, if I die, Qui-Gon, you have to do this. So his plan went according to execution between him and Qui-Gon's like you got to see through. You have to try to convince Obi-Wan Kenobi to come onto your side. If he's going to say no, like let Anakin continue to train and then turn on Palpatine at the last second and join Anakin and Obi-Wan back, and that you've been faking the whole time. But Dooku and Qui-Gon did not anticipate how strong Anakin would be, and they did not anticipate him ultimately killing Dooku in the end.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah, if I hadn't read if I wasn't like 20 pages out from finishing Brotherhood, I would go like
conspiracy theory. I mean,
it's conspiracy. That's the fun
that book is sitting on my shelf at home, so I'm gonna get there.
It's a little dragging on.
Is it?
It's like huge.
It's 500 something.
Yeah, it's a little.
It's dragging on. I'm really ready to start reading the
Legend of the Sith.
Whatever the hell that book
is. I've heard good things about that.
I've heard really good things, and I keep seeing things pop up, and I'm like, I'm not reading it. I want to read the book.
I think Rey's talking about Rey's parents' names.
Don't you spoil?
I don't know. I don't remember the names, but they're in the book. So you're gonna learn those names.
I know Ochi's in the book. He's on the back cover.
Yeah, this is 1,000%. They're gonna be in it.
You're gonna learn those names, and I will too whenever I read it.
Can't wait. I'm gonna do a review of that hopefully next week because I'll have a lot of time next week again. Evan,
you're going to Batu. You're gonna do Magic Band Plus all week, every day.
Nah, you're gonna get Disco Inferno this week. I feel it.
Yeah, with your Magic Band Plus, you're gonna scan in, and it's gonna play from your Magic Band Plus.
I'm worn down. I can't do it anymore.
You can't do Cosmic Rewind
anymore?
No,
I'm just worn down with everything.
Oh man. Oh.
Yep. Number 8. The opposite of one of my honorable mentions is not Stormtroopers, but Boba Fett killed Owen and Aunt Beru.
Ooh.
That would make him kind of a cool character for once. So
no disintegrations. What's a disintegration? That looks like what it would be to me.
It sure looked like it. I like that one.
Yeah,
I do.
I love that.
Yep.
I do.
That's dope.
That would have been nice to tie in, but
yeah.
I suppose that wasn't in a comic or something like he had hired them to go find.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at this
Anakin / Vader works with Boba a lot.
In
they
the
have a lot
Obi-Wan
of
show, we didn't
ties.
see anything about Anakin knowing that the kids were there. That should have been something they like introduced. At least as like a back door thing. Like you could do something with it down the line if you wanted to.
Yeah. One of my favorite I think my favorite Boba Fett fact is he is the one who told Vader that Luke was his son.
Yep.
That's the coolest thing about Boba Fett.
Yep.
And that's
in the comics.
But yeah.
Yep.
So maybe
Darth
that's
Vader. The run from 2015. I want to say it's issue 23.
No idea.
Somebody look that up.
Somewhere in there.
I feel like
I got shitty reception.
Me too
Do you?
here. In this pocket, my phone is
Well, let me give you my number 7,
just a
or
little
number 8, and then I'll
paperweight.
look it up and see what issue it was, because I'm pretty sure I'm close to that. We're on number 8, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
This is what you brought up about Jar Jar before, but not as intense as some people think. But I think Jar Jar was in on it the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, he just happened to run into those two walking
Right.
through the fucking
Right.
woods on a
Right.
planet he was banned from.
He's waiting there
You don't
smoking
think
a
he was
joint.
You don't think he was a
Good,
mole
good.
for Palpatine the entire time? He gave him emergency powers, guy. Come on.
Yeah.
He did.
He was involved to some level more than he's letting on. He was not just some dipshit walking around the woods. I refuse to believe that. No one would fuck up that bad he was too clumsy. He got banned. He did some shit. First off, Palpatine got wind of how clever this dude was, took him up and was like, "Hey, do you want to help me do this? We can do X, Y, and Z." And he's like, "Misa think that's a great idea." And then went down and was like, "Hey,
Bombad.
it's Qui-Gon, the guy we thought we killed,
Right.
but we didn't.
Right.
So now he's here. Now you got to take care of him."
Yep.
100%.
Take care of him.
I like that too. Yeah.
It works.
Always been thinking.
Yeah. I like that too.
All right.
What is the Gaston thing? Well, the wheels in my head, they keep spinning. A
Yeah.
dangerous pastime, I
I
know.
know.
Yeah, don't let me start thinking.
Do. If you say that, Disney's going to take this idea and make it canon. So,
That'd be great.
Ty.
Wouldn't
Ty
it be
Verasi
great?
is the best example. I love that.
That makes me angry to this day.
I hate that you never got any money from it, but I love
brought
that.
that up to Matt Martin.
Yep.
Like, let me show you something. Come here. Put these headphones in real quick.
Yeah. Listen
this
to
is
this
from
character.
2015.
Yeah.
Sue him. Evan, you might not like my number 7, but
Oh, no.
Black Spire Outpost is a front.
Ooh.
Vi Marathi secretly runs
was-
a massive spice ring and has weasels, and weasels her way into the resistance to take the heat off of her, so they're not paying attention to what she's truly doing.
That's cool.
She has those stormtroopers on her payroll. That's why they never catch her. It's fucking obvious that
Yeah.
she's on top of the goddamn thing. I
Well,
see her every
they
fucking
used
time
to
I'm
catch
in
her,
pod too.
but this plays into your theory. They used to catch her, but then she would just amazingly escape.
Right?
I tried so hard to
They're on
get a
her payroll.
Galaxy's Edge one on this list, and I couldn't think
Oh,
of
really?
it.
Oh,
you know
man.
me too.
I was like, what can Hondo do? Like, I was like,
Oh, Hondo's
something-
in some of mine.
Oh,
I got something.
I was like trying to think so
I got
hard.
2 things close to this, but not quite Galaxy's Edge.
But Vi, she is
I love it.
She's way bigger than the Pikes.
That's cool.
The Pikes are fucking children compared to what she's got going on
She's
in
so
Black
close
Spire.
to Leia. It's such an obvious.
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.
She knows Captain Revan.
she got away with Cardinal, no questions asked.
Yeah, maybe that's some of the drugs Cardinal was
there
taking.
was probably spice on the Halcyon that she was
Oh,
running.
no question. Like I'm not.
We
That's
saw
not a
us
joke.
I mean-
on the Halcyon?
I woke up and saw like
Yeah.
a pink elephant one night, but
well,
hey.
that's
Well,
that's
Or-
something else.
I'll
or-
say something. I don't need to get canceled again.
A pink bantha? Is that what you saw? What did you see?
Wait, was that Brad? Were you like hovering over me?
wish I could hear these.
That
Sounds
was
like the
good.
Comet Rewind bass line when you're in line.
I clipped the master part of Master of Puppets, and that's
Hell
a soundbite.
Yeah.
All right,
That ain't gonna that ain't gonna work.
Evan, what's
I don't
your
think
number
we can
7?
hear it for now. But my number 7 is Dr. Pershing from Mandalorian, the cloning doctor from Camino. Helps raise Dad, who is a clone of Palpatine, like escape Palpatine and become like a normal dude. Because he feels bad for all the weird cloning stuff he's done.
That's pretty solid.
That would be
Can
cool.
you say it again? I couldn't quite hear you over the Colombian music I was focusing
So
on.
Dr. Pershing, the cloning doctor in Mando, helps raise Dad escape Palpatine to become a normal dude.
Love it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It works.
Yep.
I love it. It's a good theory.
Great theory.
It
he
ties
stays-
Mando into sequels, Episode 9 specifically, so it helps smooth that over with everybody.
They need to do something with that movie. That movie's rough.
The book smooths it over a little bit, some of the stuff.
The Shadows of the Sith?
Yeah.
Cool.
I haven't heard the specifics, 'cause I'm staying spoiler free, but I've heard people
have said
say
it does. Okay.
that this book helps Episode 9.
Good. Everyone who hated Episode 9 is not going to read the book. So
Nope.
that's bad.
They can't
call on
read
Disney.
to begin with.
That's
so.
true.
If those
That
kids
is
could
very
read,
true.
Yeah.
They'd be very
I should get that. It's a
Oh,
soundbite.
I love that.
You should.
I should.
That'd be,
I'll
that's
get
a good
that
one.
one.
That's
Yeah.
a good one. All right, we over here to me?
Yeah,
Number
number
seven.
7, sir.
So the Sith holds a lot of abilities that someone would consider to be unnatural, correct?
Correct. That is
Cloning.
what
So
Palpatine
and that's very vague, right?
Yeah,
we don't know
dark
what that
science.
means
a little vague.
necessarily.
Yeah.
But what if we know that Palpatine was the voice in Ben's head the entire time, right?
The entire time.
Every voice inside your head. So what if Snoke was a force projection from Palpatine?
Ooh, yeah.
That's cool.
And it's his disfigured body from getting mangled by Vader.
That's
Thrown
cool.
down the shaft.
That's cool.
And it's just a
Yeah.
force projection the whole time.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm in front of your face this whole fucking time.
You don't even know.
Right under your nose. Yeah. And we know how, like... How
obviously he gets killed, so that kind of throws a wrench in that plan.
It could be a projection of something dying.
That
like,
Snoke,
it's a fake.
He's in a gold robe versus when we see in The Force Awakens, he's in a black robe, and I know that's a whole hologram thing, but it's not because skin tone is the same.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, well, Ben's actually going to be face-to-face with this guy now, like interacting with him. I need to put one of the clones from what's Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker, put him in there physically, and I'm just going to manipulate that dummy's mind the entire time.
Or that one in The Last Jedi is another projection still, and he just projects himself dying. Like
Could be.
It's a fake death.
Yeah, if Snoke's so powerful, how did Ben get killed that easily? Or how did Ben kill him that easily?
It doesn't disprove this theory, but Ben meets Snoke in the comics, but it could be a projection. He just meets him.
Yeah, I got some other stuff about this coming up.
Dude, yeah, because Kylo says like that force to do this would kill you, or whatever, to Rey. So we know you have to be really powerful to do it. Palpatine's pretty powerful,
and I don't think Ben could do it because he knows he's not doing it. So he's like, somebody's doing this. It's powerful behind the scenes.
Yeah,
it was Palpatine the whole time.
Yeah.
Boom.
And Snoke says he bridged Rey and Kylo,
funny.
so Palpatine bridged Rey and Kylo.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's a good one, right?
That's really good.
I like it.
Yeah,
it's solid.
Yeah.
All right, number 6.
Speaking of behind the scenes, here's where my theming starts to happen on this list. I think we're going to get deep. The galaxy is run by a secret society called the Constellation. It consists of, and all of these characters, might I add, if they are dead in canon, they are not. They are truly alive. Their deaths have been faked, and they have been revived by something I will mention in a second. No, Avar Kriss, Han Solo, Dr. Aphra, Bosk, Fennec Shan, Tarful, Maul, Kanan Jarrus, Phasma, and the Armorer from The Mandalorian. They've been pulling the string since the High Republic. I'll get to how the Constellation was formed and why in a second. But the Starlight Beacon was a distraction so this Constellation shadow government could start to form.
Okay.
That's the first part of the conspiracy. The rest of it gets pretty fucking dark.
So is Lena so in on the whole thing because she creates the Starlight Beacon?
No, she's just a puppet.
Okay.
Yeah, a puppet of the people.
She's kind of like Jar Jar.
A little bit. Once you find out who's really, really behind this, then you'll understand.
Okay. I can see it. Like, it's not too insane, especially for sci-fi.
I told you this show was going to go. The Constellation.
Not a huge
fan. The Constellation.
But, hey. Yep.
Fuck you. Shut up.
I like the name.
Yeah.
The name's very Star Wars.
Of nothing. Like if I like, I think it's hilarious. I know this is a joke. This is all silly.
Yeah.
The name is fantastic.
Right?
Yeah.
Like if there was a secret society in
Star Wars, the Constellation.
That fits great.
Perfect.
Yeah. Right?
I couldn't have come up with a better name if I tried for 5 years. That's perfect.
That's
brilliant.
Ever.
I love the idea of that.
Yeah, right, yeah.
That's so cool.
And I just got wild with the people.
No, dude,
for members.
Yeah. That's a great name.
Thank you.
I like it.
What's your number 6?
Oh, I was hoping there's more.
No, there's more. I've got 5 others, bro.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Left to right, buckle in, like Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
You see, pull the yellow
Where's my
tab.
yellow?
Pull the yellow tab, Evan, and not your dick.
It's going to get wild.
Why is your dick yellow?
Many answers that we don't have time to go to on the show.
Many? Just give me one.
Well, a couple years ago, you see...
Nope, we're not, because I don't need to get yelled at again on social media. Shut up. Yes, go.
I just love starting it, and you go, nope, and then we stop.
I just can't, because...
My number 6? Number 6. Close to Batuu. Batuu adjacent. Lieutenant Croy, my boy.
My boys.
Lieutenant Croy. He survives post-episode 9. No, but he does not like this. He chases down Sandro and shoots him in the face.
Was that the first order?
Yeah.
The worst order?
Yeah, yep, you knew it. So Lieutenant Croy survives post-episode 9, but he's like forming what's left of the Empire / First Order.
Fair.
He's coming back to be.
Order?
I like it.
He's come and what's left of the final order. He's the New Order. Or
Does
whatever,
he die
right?
on Exegol?
No. Survives post 9. He survives
post
9.
Oh,
so he's like the new guy.
Rebuilds.
He's what's left, and he's taken over.
He rebuilds the final or the first. No, what
he'd be the New Order, I guess.
The New Order,
maybe.
Yeah. Oh, the New World Order.
I could see him even saying that.
New
like,
Order.
The New Order.
The Constellation, the New Order. Jesus Christ, guys, we got a book on our hands.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. But that's it.
Matt Martin, where you at, bro?
My boy's out there. He's alive, and he's making the New Order. Yeah.
For all 3 of us.
Well, only 2 of us.
You don't have a cool name in there. You got to have a cool name in there somewhere.
I understood.
I love it. All right, where are we at? Number 6.
6. Yeah.
Y'all aren't gonna like this.
Uh-oh.
You might because, well, actually, you will like this.
Okay, good.
You won't like this.
Oh.
Captain Keevan
Hey-o.
is a First Order sympathizer.
Oh!
Is she, though?
Yeah.
I wish.
It's all secret, bro. She's pretending to go along with it because it's crowd opinion. The majority of people don't want the First Order to win. She's placating to the people at the time. How else did the First Order know they were there?
That's true.
How else did they know?
Yeah.
I don't know the in
She
canon.
put up with it really
How did
easily.
he just put...
Everything that happened went by really easily.
He's not wrong.
She was like, "Oh, we have to placate the First Order because they're the First Order."
Yeah.
And then when it goes south for the First Order, she's like, "They're bad."
Yeah.
I'm right. Fuck you, Captain Keevan.
No, I love you, Captain Keevan.
No,
But,
no, she's trash.
nah, she's the best.
She's trash. Where do you think Lieutenant Croy's quarters were?
Oh.
Well, he wishes it was Gaia's
Saying
quarters, but
she got digged down by.
I mean,
Croy.
Wraith and Captain have relations, so why not?
That was him, the Wilhelm
Dang.
scream all night.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
dang, I
Good
like
one.
that. I like
Yeah?
that. And that explains, like, at the end where they force Croy to say the Halcyon is clear.
Yeah.
It's clear because she's
Clear
in
for
on
now.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on. She's a First Order sympathizer.
I like
100%.
it. I like it.
What you got for number 5?
Number 5. Boba Fett was said to be a traditional clone. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just unaltered.
Yep.
Unaltered.
An unaltered
However, gentlemen, this is not what I believe. He was born naturally.
Ooh.
Django
That's
paid...
possible.
How's there
Django...
not been any crossover yet?
Right, I know, this is wild. Django paid a handsome fortune to one of Padme's handmaidens to
Whoa.
bear his child.
Damn.
Boba was
Which
born
one?
in secret. One that we don't know about.
Corte
Just one-
or... That's the only one I remember. Sabe and Corte.
Yeah,
Sabe Corte.
like the
I've read
least
all the
known
books. I
one,
should
like
know all.
Yeah.
like the most secretive one.
Okay. No way.
But no way.
No way.
Boba was born in secret on Coruscant, and Lamassu snuck baby Boba into Kamino.
That's
And they
cool.
just played it off like he was
Okay.
an unaltered clone.
I love
She
it.
made a shit ton of money
Yeah.
from
I love
Django
it.
to do this.
She's a surrogate.
That's
I
cool.
love it. That's
Because
good.
he wanted au naturel. He didn't want any petri dish.
That's why he's unaltered.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
There
How
you
you
go.
unalter a clone? Once you've cloned them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Do it
already
the
an altar.
old-fashioned way.
I like
Yeah.
it. Just bust inside of a handmaiden.
Yep.
Say your Padme.
All right, Evan.
Go on, Evan.
It's like when Kenobi says he wishes he was Leia's father. So
that
that's
was
the
such
same
a
thought.
weird moment.
Like, I get what he means, but you can take it the other way, too.
That's
What are we
true.
on, 5?
I really wish
Yes,
I had
sir.
bust inside your mother.
My number 5 is... There's been many, many Wrens.
I know what he. By the way, let's clear that up. I know what he means. He
Right.
means he could be
Yes.
a good person for this
Absolutely.
person's daughter. I know what
Yeah.
he means. But when you first watch it, you go,
It comes off as a little...
Your
like,
father
off a little
failed
creepy.
Organa sucks.
comes off a little hashtag me too.
Yeah.
So anyway, number 5 for
Even
me.
if he was like, God, me
Oh.
too. Jesus Christ. Did you see her on Geonosis? Fuck. Your mom was a piece.
It's like the 6th time I'm hitting this today.
It's like the 16th time. I
Okay,
think.
16th time.
It's been a lot. My number 5. So there have been many people named Ren, the leader of the Knights of Ren. It's not like a huge galaxy.
Kaibo Ren.
Kaibo Ren? No, he does
Yeah.
not. He does not count.
He counts.
Bibo Ren?
No, he does.
Kaibo Ren from the
Yeah.
Droid Show.
Okay. Well, he's not a. He counts, I guess. Sure.
Kyber crystal spelt wrong.
Right. Like the
Ren.
drink, the $5,000 drink, Kyber. So one of these leaders of the Knights of Ren at one point in
You went after
time.
that person. Did she ever respond to
No,
you?
of course she
no.
didn't. Yeah. God.
So
Meaty, you can't spell Kyber crystal
Ashley
right?
Carter, come on.
Jesus Christ. Oh, that's
And you're
who that
popular
was?
out there, too. Yeah.
I
She's
know
popular.
Very,
her.
very.
I know her.
Go on, Evan.
it's not that big, so we can just move on after that. It's just one of the Inquisitors at one point in time became a Ren, a leader of the Knights of Ren.
Ooh,
It's
I
just
like that.
A
I
cool,
like it a lot.
cool
That,
connection.
that would 1,000% line up.
Makes
That'd be
sense.
cool.
1,000%.
It would be cool.
I do like that. Actually, Matt didn't put any Inquisitor shit in mine.
I don't either.
We have to revisit this in another year.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
Like same
Oh,
time
yeah.
every
As
year.
mu- I thought there'd be a lot of crossover.
No.
No, we're halfway
we're
done. and
halfway
there's
done.
like
There could be.
kind of Jar
next
Jar,
5
but not
could be.
really. What if
Not
they
mine,
all
I
are?
promise.
I think we all just kind of went in different directions, which
Yeah.
is the best type of top 10.
Yes. Yes. What's your
My number 5?
number 5, Mr.
My number
Brad?
5. This one could have been higher, but I chose not to do it higher just because there's other stuff. But I think that Palpatine knew about Luke and Leia the entire time.
Ooh.
I think
I didn't
he
think
used
about
it-
that.
He
would
Yeah.
used it as a
definitely know, I
tool against him.
Yeah.
He's like, they're gone, she's gone. Go do my bidding. and I think it was just a way to keep him enraged.
Yeah.
Keep him in check.
If even Obi-Wan Kenobi, timeline, Anakin knew that his son and daughter especially daughter, because here's the thing, I have a boy and a girl. Girls do something different to you than boys do. Like as a guy, like when you're raising a boy, you want to be like quit being a sissy, man up. You know, not from like 2, but like when he's like,
I can see that.
My son's 10, but if I don't know how to say it. Well, I'm just gonna say it because I don't give a shit. If I truly loved my kid's mom, because she looks a lot. We're divorced. It's obvious, so we obviously we're not together anymore.
Wrong to say there.
So if I had found out and like dipped out on my kids and didn't know they existed, and I was still truly in love with their mother, and she looked like her, the way Leia resembles Padme, and it's like just like that would hit you in the heart.
I see what you're saying.
And there's nothing you can do as a father to go. Like my daughter looks a lot like my grandmother, and it freaks me out. And just that, like, I wasn't in love with my grandmother, but I loved my grandmother. But like I couldn't imagine loving someone as much as Anakin loved Padme, and seeing your daughter look like her. I think that would have changed him. And I think Palpatine knew it the entire time and kept it from him on purpose so he could warp his mind and further into Vader. Yeah. And I think the revelation of, your sister is part of why he turned in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
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 That lines up with everything in the comics. Like, every 1,000%. Single little word and sentence Palpatine says to Vader is just to mess with Vader's brain. Yeah. So, yeah, that lines up. Especially because, like, he... At the end
how much he loved Padme, dude. He was willing to walk away from everything.
He was so in love. He says it. That's a quote. So in love with you.
I get it. We've all been there. Yeah. And it's just like, it'd be hard to...
I mean, even, like, Palpatine does it with Kenobi. At the end of Kenobi, he's like, you got to give up on this Kenobi, man. Like, I'm more important than Kenobi. So, yeah, it's that same idea. I'm more important than Luke and Leia. They're dead. Who cares?
Yeah, it would change. I think that information would change.
Would
change him.
That's a good one. I believe that one.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a very plausible one, too. Speaking of not plausible, number 4. So, speaking of Jango Fett, Jango was originally part of the Constellation. He's a former member. He's dead. Everybody you heard before, still alive, somehow. I'll tell you how in a second. And before his death, Jango... No, something a lot stronger. The reason why, spoiler alert, the Constellation are together. Before his death, Jango orchestrated the demise of Cad Bane by instilling it into Boba, raising him up, that if something were to happen to me, little Boba, you need to go learn from Cad, but don't trust him necessarily. So he hardwired into Boba's head. He groomed him. That's a very popular word these days. He groomed him into being somebody. No, Boba was just such a hardwired to go. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer, kind of thing.
Yep.
So he was working on Cad Bane the whole time, and what we saw in Book of Boba Fett was the end of Jango Fett's grand plan to get rid of Cad Bane. Now, Jango had always wanted to kill Cad Bane himself, but this was like his
contingency
plan, like Palpatine had.
All right.
The Constellation played a part in this. They made sure that Boba and Cad's paths crossed later in life, so him working with the Pikes was all set up behind the scenes.
Love it.
Very cool. Okay.
Evan, number 4.
Number 4. Well, not too much to touch on this here, but the 2D Clone Wars by Genndy Tartakovsky is canon. Some of it is mentioned in Brotherhood.
Shouldn't be.
Yeah, some of it's in Brotherhood. Some of it is mentioned in a few comics. Like I
caught that actually in Brotherhood.
Yeah, it's all but officially canon. So it's not a huge conspiracy, but it's canon, and it's on Disney Plus. So to me, that almost is like, hey, look, it's canon.
Yeah.
I know Lego's on Disney Plus, but Disney has said Lego's not canon. We know it's not. So like, that doesn't count.
I don't have a problem with them making any of those old school, like even the Life Day thing.
Yeah, that's fine if it's canon. We celebrate Life Day on Batuu.
Should all be canon. Like, just throw it in there. If it doesn't contradict anything you're setting up in the next 5 years, make it canon.
Star Wars has silly stuff.
If it is canon, you can ride around it. So there's no reason to not make that stuff canon.
Yep.
Could not agree with you more, my friend.
Yeah.
My number 4 is Palpatine knew Vader. This kind of goes with my number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Palpatine knew that Vader was going to turn, but that was part of his long plan that I will get into later.
Ooh, okay.
But yeah, you can't know, you have to understand his love for Padme for this to make sense. His love for Padme when he finds out that Luke is his son, and like they're coming to this like moment of fighting. And again, I think I truly think. Did George Lucas have a daughter? He has a daughter, right?
I want to say yes. I don't know
think
for
so,
sure.
but I don't
I'm
know.
convinced. I'm telling you, after again, having a boy and a girl are so different. Having a girl, I think when he finds out, oh, you're my son, you have a sister.
Yeah.
Is the path to redemption,
Yeah.
and I think him knowing that, and Palpatine knowing that, because he can sense everything that's going on in that moment. He's like, all right, well, this is gonna. Eventually, if he knew it, then he knows eventually he's gonna fall, and he's like, okay, that's fine. I just have to work that into my plan.
Well, Palpatine's plan A was like convince him Luke and Leia are dead, and then he finds out Luke's alive. But he's like, okay, Leia's still dead. But then he finds out Leia's alive. So Palpatine's like, I have a plan B, though. It's fine. I'll go to this plan B.
He's got stuff planned ahead. But I think that was something that he knew that he was going to fall eventually.
Yeah.
What's your number? Where are we at?
3.
So God, we breezed through this.
Yeah.
So fun.
I know. Every liquid source in the galaxy that's like made with water, this is another doing of the constellation. The water sources are lined with a chemical called vril. This will come in. Vril, V-R-I-L. This will come into play later. That suppresses force sensitivity in children and hinders their force growth so they turn out normal. So if you're force sensitive...
That could be something in Star Wars.
Like,
I believe that
force
could be a
sensitive,
thing.
the vril... Now, I'm going to get into who and what discovered it and why the constellation's together. But the vril, they found out, if ingested, like through liquid, hinders force sensitivity, especially if you're like under 10 years old.
I'm surprised that's not something already in canon.
Yeah, me too.
That part sounds real.
Patent pending.
Right.
Matt Martin, where you at, bro?
Yeah,
That definitely
let's do it.
sounds like something that's been somewhere
take weed
before.
as a
It's
payment.
not, but it should.
What are you going to do in London?
What? The same thing I'm going to do in Paris. Just bear it. Just deal with it.
White knuckle it through the week.
Yeah. I'm going to be on
I cannot
Disneyland
wait
Paris.
to do what we have planned at Celebration.
Yeah,
I
that'll be
really
fun.
hope it actually goes through
Me
and we
too.
get approved and everything.
Me too.
Because I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun.
Mhm.
I cannot wait to bring forth Mother Box there.
Yes.
Can't wait to bring Jedi Talk there.
Yes.
Evan, I wish you were fucking coming, dude.
Evan
God.
Shisi was coming too.
Whoa. I'll go when it comes to me. How about that?
That's not going. That's just showing up.
Exactly.
Evan's
A
like,
lot
I'll
of
casually
jokes
show
there.
up at Celebration.
Yep. I'll make an appearance. No.
Make an appearance.
Yeah.
Shows up for 10 minutes and then flies home.
No, you know me. I'd be the opposite. I'd show up and they'd drag me out 10 hours
Right.
later.
Yeah.
It'll be in Orlando next year.
Hope so.
Our next Celebration, 2025.
What's your number 3, Evan?
Number
Boucher?
3, similar to number 4. We touched upon it a little bit last week, and Austin looked it up as we were driving around last week. The third Death Star on the original Star Tours is canon. Like, there was a third Death Star. So, to me,
I don't hate that.
doesn't
No, neither do
officially
I.
make it that
Makes
original Star Tours is canon.
That would be great, actually. I really think they
So-
should do that.
We know DJ Rex,
Pay
Captain
homage
Rex
to
is canon.
to the original Disney attraction.
Yep.
Yeah.
With making that
Now,
canon.
this
I would
current
love
Star
that.
Tours can't be canon
Where would it
because
be
it makes no sense.
in the galaxy?
I can't remember because you were
What
trying
would be
to
a
fly
target
to
they would try to
Endor.
show? They try to blow up with the Death Star.
What would be like the capital at that time period, I guess?
Coruscant.
Coruscant, yeah.
Coruscant still, even though the Empire already fell.
Yeah. but
Yeah, Mon
Coruscant's
Mothma and
still
them
going-
are trying to set up on Coruscant. So yeah, that would be their target. Would be Coruscant.
Ooh.
I would love to see that.
I would love that.
I mean, that's why we're somewhat excited for Andor and even a little bit of Bad Batch because we're seeing Imperial Coruscant.
Yep.
So show me more of this
Yeah,
Coruscant
Bad Batch
post
2.
prequels.
It's not that far
Season
away.
2 looks
Shit.
great.
It
by
does
the
look
way.
great.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
An older Omega, I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me
I like
too.
that
I
a
like
lot.
there's a little bit of a time jump.
Yeah.
I love time jumps in Star Wars. It's just great
If
storytelling.
it's anywhere near,
That's why Episode 7 and 8
Yeah.
should have had a time
if
jump.
there's anywhere
Yeah.
near close as good as the time jump that Ezra Bridger's character made
Yep.
in Rebels,
Oh, that's
this is
perfect.
going to be
And the one,
good.
perfect.
and the one he's about to make.
Yes.
You
Yep.
see him now.
Ooh.
Can you imagine?
Man,
I need to go back and watch that Ahsoka trailer. I'm sure I'm like
it's leaked somewhere, yeah, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it's on Reddit.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they showed live action Ezra.
Yeah,
I think they did.
I think they did too.
Like the
It's either
back of his
Sabine
head.
or Ezra. Yeah.
It was like like things when you're watching a video like fades in
Yes.
and fades out.
Yeah, for
it
like
did the
0.3
fade in
seconds.
fade out for like a third of a second.
yeah.
And it was like
was
showing
him.
like some of Sabine's art.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And I told you I'm
Mhm.
I'm convinced that's Ezra. It has to be.
Ahsoka's
Yeah.
my next Kenobi. It's like, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, because there's so much you can do with that character. I truly think the best way for Disney to handle Star Wars is to just move away from these iconic characters and focus on new stuff.
Yep.
I do. I really think that. I think they learned their lesson with Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
Not that it was bad, but I think they could have. We can all agree they could have done better. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. The finale was pretty
always
damn
do
good.
better.
But
Always do better.
the stuff
Yes.
before the finale could have been better.
Yeah. The stuff
Some of
before
it, yeah.
could have and should have been better.
Yeah.
What's your number 3?
Rip to me.
3.
Well, it wouldn't be a Brad top 10 list if there wasn't something to do with pod racing involved.
Oh, I thought you were going to say R5.
That too.
No, I don't have anything R5, but
Okay, well-
pod racing involved, and I think that the Boonta Eve Classic was manipulated by Qui-Gon.
Oh, yeah. I like
definitely.
this one.
I mean,
'cause I
he
definitely should've put it
manipulates
on
the
my
dice,
list.
so if he can move
that
that
was
dice,
my point.
like,
Yes.
He moved the dice.
yeah,
So like, there's got to be. It was all the entire Star Wars saga boils down to this moment,
Yeah.
where these people meet this character Anakin, and there's no way Qui-Gon's going to walk away empty-handed.
they
from
bet
that.
their future on this. They say if he wins, we get out of here. If
And
you
if,
win,
if
then
they dip out, there's
Yeah.
nothing there.
Yeah.
There's the Trade Federation. I mean, it's like a what if almost. What if Anakin lost the Boonta Eve Classic? Like,
He would have died 2 years
Something
I
later.
mean,
would've had
either
to
way, the
happen.
galaxy goes downhill because he becomes Vader
back.
or he dies. Like either way.
yeah,
but-
either way,
yeah.
the Trade Federation could have gained power. It could have.
So
you know,
true.
They could have not been,
it would have been
it's such a-
Palpatine and Dooku ruling
it's such
the
a
galaxy.
pivotal moment. There's a lot of these pivotal moments in Star Wars, but this is like,
Yeah.
if you're looking at the timeline for the Skywalker saga, this is the moment that everything is based on.
Yeah.
And there's no way, if Qui-Gon really thought he was the chosen one and manipulated the dice roll to get him free, he didn't play some part in it.
Nope.
Exactly.
I'm
There
with
you
you. I love it.
Yeah.
I love this
That's,
one.
that fits Qui-Gon's character
yeah,
too. So
this
much.
has been my favorite you've mentioned so far because
Yeah, I like
it,
that
yeah.
one a lot.
Glad.
Back on R5 for a second. R5 is gonna be Mando's droid, right? Are we all? It doesn't. It look like
It looked-
R5.
It looked like R5 in the
So
in the
R5
pictures.
D4, the
Oh,
original
dude.
R5 D4.
You want to get my dick hard? Make a HasLab of the Naboo
N1
Starfighter, his
with
one
R5.
with R5, a carded
Yeah, there you go.
Mando
Mandalorian
and
R5
Grogu.
figure.
Bro, how much would you charge?
I
Would you pay?
would
Whatever.
pay $500 for that.
Yeah,
easy.
I can see you
In
doing
the
that.
TVC, dude, with
Yeah.
a carded R5 Mando figure,
Yep.
or even like a Paley Mata figure. That I mean, like,
And
even though I don't love the
BD-71
character,
even like it's not
even-
BD-1. It's
Even though
BD
I don't care about that
still.
character as much, having that as part of a HasLab, dude, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
That'd be $500 easy.
yeah.
You give me a loose Mando. Or not, fuck Mando. I have a Mando.
Well, if he's
You
loose,
get
you
a
could
Mando
probably
easy.
do that. But
Give me a Paley Mata and an R5 with that ship.
Yeah.
500 Hasbro.
yeah.
You got my money.
Well, it doesn't have plastic on the box though, so you can't see it.
I'm okay with that on TVC vehicles,
Okay.
but action figures, if they cover that up, I'm out.
Yep.
If they see why they did it for Black Series, but not the TVC. Notice that.
Yeah. Who knows?
And the retro. So like,
Who knows?
yeah, I think I truly think they're sabotaging the Black Series. I really do. All right, what's your number 3?
Number 2.
Yeah,
We're
2.
on
sorry.
number 2.
Dang, we're moving.
Gentlemen, Hondo Inaka used to be a member of the Constellation.
Hey, I love
He
that.
was excommunicated, however, because he was trying to do something different with the Vril, that new element that was discovered. I'm going to get into that. But he was excommunicated on his way to potentially being assassinated by the Secret Society.
Oh no.
And, guys, Honda was actually the first owner of the Millennium Falcon.
Ooh.
It was built on Batuu in secret for the Society, for the Constellation originally, with the intention that it would be used for secretive missions.
So the fact that it's a Corellia ship is just false information.
I'm getting there.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
That's where
Yeah.
most of those ships come from. So that was like, you
Was
know what? Let's just
Corellia
say
and
it's one of those. Yeah.
So-
YT, whatever.
Ha- Honda had a disagreement with Dr. Afra, which forced him to steal the Falcon off of Batuu, because
Okay.
Afra was getting into his, like, no,
Spice.
we can't do what you want to do with the Vril. We have to do what we want to do with it. So Hondo knew that he was fucked, that the Society was probably going to try to kill him, so he took the Falcon from Batuu to hide it on Corellia. Here it got its name changed to the Millennium Falcon. It used to be called Orion's Touch.
That's a good name too.
How high were you when you came up with all this stuff?
Very.
Okay, this makes sense. I love it.
It's good.
It's very good.
That's my number
Orion's Touch.
2. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Constellation,
You got
Orion's
the
Touch.
touch.
Come on. They're
You got
they're
the
the Constellation. Of
power.
course, they're going to name their secret ship Orion's Touch.
I
Yeah.
ain't mad at it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
I'm debating
Man.
going which one I want to leave for number 1. I have 2 and
Go with your
1.
heart. Go with your heart.
Okay.
All right, Evan, what's your number 2?
My
Take
number
a
2
deuce.
probably goes with your heart, Tom.
Oh.
But Quinlan Voss,
Ah.
Train hung out with whatever you want to say, Cal Kestis.
I like it.
They know each other. They're like bros.
They
They're just like, and like
Cal had to be on the path.
Cal has like a tattoo somewhere of Quinlan on him, maybe. Like they're bros.
It's on his
Force
butt
bros.
What was that?
It's on his butt cheek, and his lightsaber's going into his beehole.
There you go. Oh.
Yep. They both have psychometry, so that's the biggest connection between them. And they just like completely bro out and nerd out. Be like, hey, remember when you touched that one helmet? He was like, oh yeah, I remember when I touched that one helmet.
Cal accidentally touches his junk.
Yeah.
And he has psychometry where his junk's been.
Asajj.
He's like, bro, was that a bantha?
Mm-mm. He's like, nope, that was Ventress.
Oh God. I don't think she'd be bantha sized.
No.
But the real question is, Evan, would she be
like a bantha?
Ah, got it.
Yes.
There we go. It was like a bantha drop.
This episode is brought to you by J.J. Renfield & Sons 8-year Canadian Premium Reserve Whiskey. If you want some solid Canadian whiskey, which I don't usually like, but I've drank this entire bottle. This was from yesterday to now. So, solid whiskey. And it is truly brought to you by it because I'm fueled on this because if not, then I would just be very angry and I don't want to be.
What?
So, no, I'm not in a good mood and I'm really faking it. I'm really faking it.
It's doing
coming
well.
off pretty good, right?
You're doing well.
It's coming off pretty good. So thank you to J.J. Renfield & Sons 8-year Canadian Premium Reserve Whiskey. Thank you.
You had to turn the bottle to see
good
that.
Stuff. Yeah, I don't know the name of it. I bought it because it was on sale.
That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Number 2?
Number 2 for me? Okay. All right. So this was initially my number 1, but I'm going to go with a different one because I wonder if we actually have this. I think my number 1 might be crossover with one of you two. Possibly. I would be shocked if it wasn't.
No way.
And if it does, we got a clean sweep of no crossover.
I highly doubt it does. If it does,
I don't think it's mine.
Yours probably do with the Constellation.
It does, yes.
So
okay.
Definitely not.
You made your own story over here.
You maybe.
I don't think so, but go ahead.
Maybe. All right. So my number 2 is that Palpatine, Sir Palps, never actually died.
That checks out.
All this contingency crap was nonsense to keep the Empire going in his absence, and blah blah blah. And he pulled the strings behind the scenes from Exegol. Now, how he got from Endor to Exegol is a good question, but that's not what we're here to talk about.
Okay.
If the if the Germans can escape from Germany and go to Brazil, then Palpatine can escape Endor and go to Exegol. No questions asked. He's got a wayfinder.
I was gonna say he took a wayfinder.
He's got one of the two wayfinders. He can easily go.
That's true.
So I don't think that Palpatine actually ever died. I think it's all bullshit and Sith evil and magic and
Sith shit,
and just kept it going. And he never actually died. It was all bullshit.
Yeah.
And he just kept it rolling.
That's basically what happened. So yeah.
Number 2 is gonna hit you guys like a ton of fucking.
Well, that was 2.
Number 1. Sorry, number 1.
Okay.
That was my number 2 is my number 1. My number 1's number 2.
All right.
That just hit me
1,
like
2,
a ton of
2,
bricks.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
What do you guys think about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that checks
Why
out.
not?
100%
Of course.
checks out.
That would be
Something
on par.
happened.
Sure.
Something happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sith magic.
Beaumont would know. We should ask Beaumont.
Let's not ask him.
I can't believe that should be you just hit it. Be like, Beaumont, what happened? And he goes,
Beaumont
cloning.
was part of the
secrets, Dark's magic. Only the Sith knew. That's all it is.
All right, we're at our number 1 here.
Number 1. You're finally going to find out who started and why the constellation was started by this individual. Anyone want to take a guess?
Cal Kestis. Jar Tapal.
No, he's going to use somebody smart. Or it's going to be something fucking ridiculous like Jar Jar.
No, I
don't know with you.
Babu Frick. I'm done. That was my last one.
Is it a real guess or is it a joke guess?
It's up to you. What do you want to guess?
Yeah, it's up to you.
Well, no, is the answer a joke answer or is it a real answer?
Real answer, yeah.
I have one. Let me get one real guess.
Give it
up. No, let me get one. I gotta think of one.
I gotta go Palpatine.
Okay.
Jabba the Hutt.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Jabba. Okay. So, the constellation was started after this individual had
No, it's not him. It's Yoda.
Ooh. Okay.
The constellation started after an out-of-body experience that this individual had during a meditation session, which a secret location was called to him in another galaxy. When this individual was on a sabbatical in the High Republic,
yes,
nice job, Brad.
Got it.
I knew it.
Nice job. He was visiting said location that called out to him. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Yoda. He was visiting the location, and he discovered Vril. He discovered that Vril's endless possibilities by way of energy, fuel, power, currency, and it changes the people that it's around. This wasn't the Yoda that you know and love. He didn't necessarily think about others. He tried to think about not letting the Vril get out of his hands, but at the same time, he wanted to take advantage of it. So while meditating again, the members who were ever in the constellation or in it now called out to him, and he knew he had to find these people. Just randomly called out to him, like the Vril said, "Find Han Solo, find Dr. Aphra, find Avar Kriss," and then because Yoda's alive this long, he could meet all of these individuals at some way in time. But it changed everybody. So, and each member of the constellation was chosen for some skill they possessed, like Han being kind of a scoundrel, dirty, but smuggling, excellent kind of person. Dr. Aphra being a spy, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So the constellation vowed to stay secret and hidden because if this new element got out in the galaxy or in the hands of the Sith, shit would get real. But they've used the Vril to control the galaxy for years. So there you go. Yoda started it all.
Did that start as your number 4 or 5 when you built down to this? Because when you first said it, I was like,
let me
maybe.
Guess. You wrote the entire thing down and then you did from ground up.
So sort of. So when I knew I wanted to do the Secret Society conspiracy, it actually started with number 6, the galaxy being run, and each theory built off of that.
Okay, yeah, it started at 6.
Yeah.
So, when you first said
Ground
it at
up.
6, I was
Yeah, ground up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So it's like I had to think who started this, and I'm
Okay.
there we go.
Yeah, with each passing number, I got okay,
You know what's
maybe,
funny?
okay, maybe.
I wouldn't
and
put
I'm
Han Solo on that because I don't think he's powerful enough to do it. But the idea of that is really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Han dying was not part of their plan. He got revived with the Vril.
You really thought this through.
I did.
Yeah, he had an answer for
Yeah.
that.
Maul died for real too, but he got saved.
Nice.
Okay.
Yoda showed up to him specifically.
Wow. Interesting.
That's cool.
It's like, hey, you're on the other side now. You're not this angry
Yeah. It's like, come here.
Dathomirian. We got you.
You learned.
Well,
The Jedi killed you. Let's go.
He's kind of at peace when Kenobi kills him.
Yeah.
So he kind of does learn.
That's right.
Man.
What's number 1 of them?
Forget the SEA. Forget that secret society.
Forget the TVA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forget the
The SEA is already
forget
better than
What
the
is
TVA.
the thing from Doctor Strange? The
The Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, SEA is already better. Man.
What you got for number 1, dude?
Well, backtrack it a
This
lot.
is one I think you and me might have in common.
Maybe. I'll backtrack it a lot. It's not a Star Wars conspiracy theory without the one that sucks that everyone talks about, the whole Indiana Jones Han Solo
my God.
one.
Okay,
That's an
so
honorable
that
mention.
was-
No, that's not my number 1.
Oh, Jesus.
That's another honorable mention I forgot because you got to mention it even though it sucks. Nobody likes it.
Do you know the story about this?
Yeah, I've heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll just leave it at that. If you're
Yeah.
listening to the show, you've heard it. So yeah, that's an honorable
And
mention.
if you haven't, the story is that Indiana Jones found
Han Solo and-
Sasquatch,
yeah.
which was Chewie because Han Solo died on Earth.
Yeah, stupid stuff.
Dark Horse comics were stupid.
Yep. So anyhow, yep, that's not my number 1. Number 1, I think we mentioned it last week or the week before organically talking about Kenobi. Reva is the one who saved Grogu.
Guys, we got a clean sweep. No overlap.
Nice.
Say what you said again. I was just making sure it wasn't mine.
Right. Okay, so Reva saved Grogu around Order 66.
There you go.
We
that
did
would
it.
be beautiful if that happened. I would love to see that.
That would be very cool.
I would love that.
That would
I'd
be
like that.
super cool.
It would make her character very sympathetic.
Much
Yeah,
better.
even more sympathetic.
I don't
as
know
to
why they
she
didn't do it.
turns.
It
well,
was
we
so
could
right
see-
there. It was
yeah.
so-
What do you mean?
it was
It's-
so right
it's
there.
not done.
It's not done. Come
Star
on.
Wars
She'll be
isn't
around.
done. Yeah.
Reva will be around.
We'll
I
get
don't
that story
think they're
one
gonna
day.
do a Obi-Wan season 2.
Reva
No.
might be in Survivor.
But we could get that story in a comic, in a book, anywhere.
It's not gonna be as powerful seeing it on screen.
No.
Seeing her smuggling Grogu out of the that would have been the place to do it.
Yeah. It might
They're
be
gonna do
in
it.
more Mando stuff. When Grogu maybe starts speaking, he'd be like, I was saved by this chick and whatever. He
That
could
would
start-
be cool.
Yeah. And maybe we'll get
She's
a
in- she
flashback.
went
And
to
we're
a-
like, it's her. Grogu doesn't know her name maybe, but it's like this one lady saved
We've
me.
What
only
if-
seen a little bit of the flashback when he was in the temple, so
Yeah.
that would be really cool to explore more.
That's going to
So-
get answered one way or another.
Remember, and we've said this, we've always said, Ahsoka says Grogu was taken from the temple.
Yeah.
We never know when. What if you have to do that as Cal?
Oh, shoot.
Oh, Jesus. When, though? Like a flashback in this
No,
game?
no. You could do it 10 years later.
But he can't be taken from the temple.
He
if
could
the
have just been
temple's
hiding
gone.
somewhere.
He's hiding somewhere on
The
Coruscant.
temple's not
you
gone.
go, yeah, it's there. They didn't say he was taken on like Order 66. Somebody hit him, and then Cal could take him from one spot to the next.
And that's how the path starts.
To me, though.
No. The path is already a thing.
To
Okay.
me,
Well,
to me,
it
though.
could start. Yeah,
To
actually.
me, though, taken from the temple means like when all that shit was. I mean, this is just my interpretation of it.
Yeah.
Same.
Is like when
While
things
Order
were going
66
down,
was happening.
someone smuggled them out and protected them.
Okay.
It could
But
be Reva.
that's my interpretation of what that means.
Reva and
Reva.
those kids like split up and run separate ways. Reva comes across Grogu, scoops him up, and gets in a ship.
Yeah.
That'd be
Rides his
cool.
hovering pram
okay
off
with
of
that.
Coruscant.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready for my number one?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Order 66 was Imperial propaganda.
I love this. You've been saying it
Oh.
forever,
I've been
and I
saying
love
this
it.
forever. This is the first thing that I thought of when we did this list.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Because how many Jedi actually survived?
How many were there when
Quite a bit,
66
yeah.
It wasn't
happened?
actually propaganda. People died. But the fact that they eradicated the Jedi,
Yeah.
the fact that Luke shows up just shows that's not true. It just shows it's not
You could,
true.
like,
Someone had to
one-
teach them, and
One can make sense, but it's like
there's been
almost
so
100 by now. Like we're getting
so
up there.
many people
Yeah.
that have survived Order 66.
Yeah.
This was Imperial propaganda. No one really believes that. If you pay attention to anything after Episode 3, it's all bullshit. The
Mhm.
Empire
Yeah.
went like the Jedi were bad. We killed all of them. You can rest easy. Nonsense. You know it's nonsense. The Empire knows it's nonsense, and that's why it's my number one.
Yeah.
Boom.
Imagine everyone on Tatooine when the Inquisitors show up. They're
I
like,
thwant it would be number one because we've talked about it. So
no, I
many
didn't want to
times.
steal yours because I know that's yours.
Oh, okay.
But like, imagine all the people. They're like, so if the Jedi are gone, why do you got these Inquisitors?
Yeah.
And they'll be
How
like,
are they there?
Yeah. They'll be like, oh, like how do you explain that? Like I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's nonsense. So
It's not officially
number one.
canon, but it is.
it should be.
100 Jedi survived.
Yeah.
Like, come
I
on.
mean, you didn't kill everybody.
Somehow.
Some. Yep. It's the Vril. The
Cool.
Vril saved them.
The Vril saved him. There
Yep.
we go. The constellation at it again.
I like the constellation.
Yeah.
I do too. I didn't
Orion's
think I
touch.
would.
Oh, call it Orion's touch next time we're
Next
about
time we
to.
get on the Falcon,
Yeah.
be like, I'm gonna
See
get
what
on
the cast members say.
Orion's touch, Smuggler's Run.
Is this Orion's? I mean, it's
The
called-
cast
Hondo's
members-
gonna like turn and look at you, be like,
The animatronic. is
"My
like-
brother, come on up."
That'd be
The cast
great.
members like look at each other and they're like,
This motherfucker.
Can we tell him?
Well, fellas, we did it. Another
We've done
episode in
do
the
it.
books. Thank you guys for listening.
I can't wait for next week's top 10.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Star Wars
Top 10
attractions.
Star Wars
Let's
attractions.
go.
Go. Thank you for listening to this episode. You can follow us on Instagram at Jedi Talk Podcast. You can follow me, Brad, personally, at Brad from Jedi Talk. Evan, where can they find you?
We talked about it last episode. I think I'm just changing it to 7th Night of Run, I guess.
By this time,
Let's
it's
go
gonna
with
be
that.
7th night of it. We're gonna do it right before you leave.
Well, my data doesn't work here, so when I get
We'll
home.
figure it out. We can
Yeah.
go inside if we have to. Tom, where can they find you?
Up your ass to the left.
Hey!
Yay!
At
got-
Ginger Sith 66. No underscores because
That's
this is
the way to go.
2022.
Because he's an adult.
Yeah. Both.
We'll see you guys in the next episode. Until then, do me a favor. Stay safe.
Yeah.
And I hope that the Force is with you.
Always. And good journey, of course.
Rise, Jedi Knight.
That was so fun.